Joining us on RadioU Mornings today is a very special guest. They just released their new album, Lonely God. We have Ryan from Fit for a King. Ryan, good morning. Thanks for joining RadioU Mornings.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to finally talk to you after we've enjoyed so much Fit for a King music for so long. It's good to finally actually get to meet you. First of all, Ryan, I know you guys in Fit for a King are from Texas, and so I want to know, you're even wearing, that's a Mavericks shirt right now, right?
I know, even with all the Lucas stuff.
Yeah. So, okay, that was tough enough for you to go through. What is your football team?
It doesn't get much better. It's the Cowboys.
Oh,
yeah.
We were worried about that being the case because our own Nene is a Cowboys fan.
Team.
Nice. So the season's about to start. How are you feeling about it, especially now that Micah Parsons is on my Green Bay Packers?
I mean, they just found out he has a bunch of back problems, so that was cool. Maybe it was good they traded him. Also, he has 1 sack in 4 playoff games. So, I mean, I'm not as busted up about it as other people. If you listen to sports radio locally, you know how the radio shows are usually the most critical in your local area. And they were going crazy, so upset. Now they're all like, you know what? Kenny Clark's pretty good, and 2 first is good, and we got to re-sign 3 people. And Micah Parsons is faking an injury, maybe. So
it's like a bad breakup. It's like a bad breakup when suddenly it's like it was all them. You know, you start coming up manufacturing issues.
And they had a podcast.
I know. It's I guess my last thought is I think the picks aren't going to be good because the Packers are good, but they're one Jordan Love injury away from those being top 10 picks. So, you know.
Ooh,
there you go.
Good point.
There you go.
Yeah.
Knock on wood for me.
That's with every quarterback. Dak Prescott was out all last year.
Yep.
He went from a MVP finalist to not playing an entire season.
Mm-hmm.
That's the NFL for you.
Well, I wish you good luck, but I do hope those draft picks wind up sucking. Let's move on to.
I understand.
Let's move on to something a little happier then with Ryan from Fit for a King. At least I hope so. Fit for a King, you guys are very successful. You've gone on a ton of tours. You guys have spent a lot of time together as a band. I'm curious. You guys cannot eat fast food the entire time. Who's the best cook in the band?
I'd say Tuck is the best cook. I'm trying to catch up to him. I'm definitely in second place, but I've been stepping it up over the years. After the pandemic, I really started trying to cook more because obviously there was a while where restaurants just straight up weren't open.
Yeah,
so that helped me close the gap a little bit. But he's an amazing cook.
What is cooking like on the road when you're in a band? How does that exactly work?
I wish I could say we cooked a lot, but we don't very much. But we definitely spend more money to eat not fast food. So it's really expensive because it's nothing crazy. But instead of going to a McDonald's or Shake Shack, you go to a Chipotle, or you go to what is the other one that's really popular? Sweet Green.
Sweet
really
Green.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I mean, it's still eating out, which is not going to be as good for you as eating at home, but it's hard because on the bus, if there's 10 or 11 people and there's not a lot of counter space on a tour bus.
Yeah.
And there was one time I was making steak on a bus and it just smoked out the whole bus. And some people on the bus were vegan. And then it's you don't want them to be upset that the whole bus smells like steak. And then the worst part is cleaning it because there's not a garbage disposal in the sink. You're not supposed to let anything go down it, and the water pressure is not good. And you have limited water on the bus. It's a whole thing. But now there's portable air fryers, and I was maybe I'll mess with that.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,
I think
honestly.
all of what you just said though is a cautionary tale for all the van life people.
Oh,
you know what I mean? They're we're gonna live out of our van, but you just listed a bunch of reasons why maybe you don't want to do that.
Well, I think we are being lazy to a degree because Dana from Kingdom of Giants was cooking every day, and they were in a van, and he was so it just showed he cared more. Yeah, so I'm gonna put some of that on laziness. I won't try to dodge that.
Come by it honestly. I like that.
I love it. I love it. Well, Ryan, we do want to talk about music because obviously we love your music here at Radio U. You dropped the new album, Lonely God, last month, and Nene has been like fully in on the lore, explaining everything to me. And basically, I describe him like the meme from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where he's got like the yarn and the pictures behind him. Yeah. He's just like, listen, here's what's going down. So I want to know from your point of view, what does that look like to come up with this story? Are you storyboarding? Are you writing stuff? Like how does this all come together?
It's a lot of just in my head late night thinking because I can't turn my brain off ever. So it was at least directed into something productive. And then I really especially before that, we were doing the whole cycle for Lonely God. I've just been very into shows with deep lore. I think it was inspired by, I rewatched Game of Thrones for the first time since it came out, what's kind of crazy is the first season came out when I was 19 or 20.
Wow.
So watching it again at 34 is such a different experience, and still disappointing in the last season.
Yeah.
That doesn't change.
I was going to say, not the best ending for that
It was
story.
actually less disappointing when you go into it thinking it's going to be the worst thing ever. Because then when it's
keeping those
a 4 out of 10, but you thought it was a 1, it's oh, that's fine. But I forgot how incredible the first 6 seasons were.
Oh,
but
so good.
All that being said, I love the Lord of the Rings stuff. I love Game of Thrones. I'm watching a show called The Expanse right now. Basically anything that has big world building. And then you see bands like Sleep Token building a really cool world around their band. So that was really inspirational. And obviously there's budget constraints in metalcore. So we have to figure out how to scale it in a way that isn't corny, because it can get cheesy so fast if you try to go too big on too small of a budget. Which we don't have a small budget, but we also don't have TV show budget.
Yeah. So, it's not unlimited.
Yeah, so figuring out how can we do this in a way that's cool and not just cool, looks cool. And so we're starting to build a tiny world, and it's definitely going to be a multi-album thing, because that's just easier to pace on and not spending $1 million trying to make stuff look cool.
Yes. Well, that's exciting. I want to rewind to one of the first things you said, which is a lot of it comes from you lying awake at night. How much does this happen? I don't know if you remember the comedian Mitch Hedberg, that he's lying in bed and he's sometimes I think of something funny in bed and I either have to find a pen and paper and write it down or convince myself it's not funny. Is that something that sounds true to you? Yeah. Of you're lying there and you're is this really worth writing? Do I have to get up and do something with this? Or is it just kind of a throwaway thought?
I think there are times I'll write lyrics in a note or something. It doesn't happen as much as it used to. I've started being more of a morning creative person, which is kind of nice. It used to just be late night, which obviously the late night thing I would I think the lore thing came from I would watch a TV show, then go to bed. And so I'd be thinking about the show a lot. And I'm oh, it'd be so cool to do this or do that. And that was just recent, because I feel going back to Sleep Token, they kind of, bands had done it in the past, but they kind of really normalized hey, just make it a world, make your whole band a universe type thing. I think that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I have one more thing, and that is you guys at Fit for a King, for a metalcore band, I feel you guys are incredibly successful and you've done a lot. So my question to you is, what is left on your musical bucket list as an individual and also as a band? What is left for you guys that's on the checklist of you want to accomplish?
I mean, it sounds boring. My goals as I get older change, and now it's just I just want the band to be big enough to where my family can live comfortably and I only play music for the rest of my life. I don't really I don't see bands that are just like are absolutely enormous, like Falling in Reverse, Sleep Token, Bad Omens, all that. And I don't feel like not even jealous. I don't even know if jealousy is the right word, but back when I was in my 20s, I would see that and be like, I want that so bad. And like now I'm just like, you know what? That would be cool if we got there, but I just want to write music we like. And as long as everyone I care about is taken care of and all that, then I'm happy.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
It's simple, but relatable.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I wouldn't complain. Obviously, we're going to do our best to like write our music and present our music. But I don't think we're ever going to, we don't feel the need to like sell our souls to do it. If we just end up there, then cool.
All right. Well, we wish you a lot of luck and we hope you do blow up even more than you already have because we love you here on Radio U. Ryan from Fit for a King, thanks for taking the time with us. It's good to finally get to talk to you.
Well, thank you for having me.